Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. My name is John Green, and I'm the manager of the Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers. As you can see from the steel-faced expression of the Swoodly Poopers, we are in a must-win situation. We must win this game, and we must win the other two that we still have to play this season in order to have a chance of finishing in the top four, which would allow us to qualify for the Champions League. That would be pretty crazy. Can you imagine the Swoodly Poopers playing at Barcelona? We'll see. Oh, boy. Okay. Other John Green, Nate Bennett, goes to greet our referee, Hayden Pennyfeather. Today I'm going to talk about marijuana. That was the most upvoted thing, so that's what I'll talk about. Suggest things for me to talk about in comments, and I'll look through and talk about ones I want to talk to or talk about it or talk about ones that you want me to talk about. But first, our starting lineup today, John Green and John Green up front. Ricardo Bunsen Berna in goal, as always. Escargot and the mother flippin' Fox out on the defensive wings. And Ginger Rampage anchoring our defense. Okay, here we go. This is a big game. Everton is a big-time opponent. They are a lot better than us on paper. They're actually an offensive 80. We are an offensive 79. But it's in the back that our real weakness shows. Context is everything. So there was recently a big study that came out that showed a really strong, look at beautiful ball, John Green, his mustache, his blue boots, that showed a really strong correlation between marijuana use, persistent cannabis use in young people, and neuropsychological decline. Basically, young people who used a lot of pot in their teenage years or in their childhood did much more poorly on, or not much more poorly, but showed statistically significant and fairly consistent neuropsychological decline in middle age. Interestingly, this study did not show that people who started smoking as adults suffered neuropsychological deficits in middle age. Only people who started smoking as kids, which makes sense because the adolescent brain is doing all kinds of weird stuff, and screwing around with its chemistry is bound to have effects that you don't see in adult brains, which are already settled and frankly already neuropsychologically declining on their own. Thank you very much. That certainly damages the argument that marijuana is never bad for you, but that's always been a really problematic argument to me, and I don't think it's the argument to make, nor do I think that the argument to make is that marijuana is always medicinal, or that there's this solution to the problem of widespread marijuana use among Americans, in that we are somehow going to sort of semi-decriminalize it by making it into a medicine. They tried to do that with alcohol during Prohibition and stuff, and it worked really, really poorly. I think it's a bad solution for a number of reasons. The biggest one is that it delegitimizes, in some ways, I think, the actual medicinal uses for marijuana, which there are some of, and they're perfectly legitimate. But when it's being prescribed for, basically anything by a doctor who basically just asks you, what you're looking for in terms of a prescription, that's not, that doesn't to me make a good argument about, and I think that's sort of a fundamental mistake in the way that we think about drugs like marijuana. We're going to give up a corner kick here to Everton. That's always a little dangerous. So, that all of that noted, there are lots of things that I don't think that I suspect, I haven't seen a study on this, but I suspect that among kids, really intense repeated use of alcohol also results in neuropsychological deficits in middle age, because that's the weird thing about teenage brains. They're doing all kinds of weird stuff, and if you put a ton of a depressant chemical in them, they're going to do different weird things, and it's going to have consequences. And alcohol isn't illegal, nor do I think, by the way, it should be. Instead, it's regulated so that ostensibly, at least, teenagers can't use it, and if they do use it, there are legal consequences for that. That strikes me as extremely sensible. And generally, it seems to me that the marijuana, Schnurgerberg. It could have been something, but instead it wasn't. Oh, frustration for the Swoodly Poopers as Ball John Green just almost gets his head to that ball. Oh boy, that would have been beautiful. Beautiful. It would have been so something. Would have been really beautiful. But instead, now we're suddenly on the defensive. Great tackle there, though. Huge tackle. Ball, John Green. Oh, he needed a through ball, and he didn't get the right one. Um, it seems to me that the solution is obviously to regulate the drug as we regulate other recreational drugs in the United States that are deemed to be not terribly destructive to the social order. So the reason that heroin is illegal, for instance, is that heroin is seen as being really problematic to the overall like health of our social existence. People, oh, ball John, it's frustrating. People who do heroin are less likely, for instance, to contribute to the GDP in the way that we would like them to, among many other problems. I was on, then I was offside because ball John Green, you got to hustle back there, buddy. You were offsides by a mile. So, yeah. I it like to me, decriminalization with much tighter regulation makes a lot of sense because I don't think kids should be allowed to. Oh, what a great clearance! I actually used the X button for once. I think I should win the game just for having used the X button for the first time in my career. Oh man, that was intense. Okay, it's 0-0 at halftime. The second half is where it's got to happen for the Swoodly Poopers. We must find a goal. We must find a goal. Where's it coming from? Nobody knows. Hopefully from other John Green. But we've got to find a goal somehow, some way. That was a terrible idea. I don't know what I was thinking. Um, yeah. So I mean, I don't. I'm certainly not someone who. To be frank with you, like I don't think that adults should smoke pot. I don't think it's a very good use of one's consciousness. I think it's a bit of a waste of time. But adults do lots of things that I don't think they should do that aren't completely that like don't destroy the social order. And I think marijuana falls into that category for me. It doesn't fall into the category of something that's like, you know, oh, golly, Garshkabarg. Wasn't it clear that that wasn't where I wanted to get it? I wanted to get it to ball John Green on the far post. Why aren't you thinking about your husband in those crossing situations? Are you guys having fights or something? Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't think, like, oh, probably the person who wants that ball most is my husband. That was a nice ball. Oh, Merrick, not fast enough to pick up on it. Really clever idea from other John Green, though. Um, yeah, so it seems to me like I don't think that adults should smoke pot. I also don't think that adults should binge drink, but lots of them do, and I don't think that we should use laws to try to stop that behavior because I don't think it's very effective. I don't think that's the way like drug addiction works. Oh, yes! Ball John Green to other John Green, and look at them embrace. What? Why did you just run past your husband and not hug him? John Green's ball, another John Green's. They love each other and they love our team. Look at that finish. Look at that finish. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, we got to hold on to the lead. 29 minutes to victory. 29 minutes from victory for the can I get into not ultra defensive, but just defensive? Just nice, pleasant level of defensive. Yes. How about we hold the ball for a while? Let's not be afraid to hold it. That's right. We are a team. Yes, we're known for our possession. Yes. Yes. Very nice. Still our ball, though. You can try to dispossess us if you want, but it's still our ball. Okay. Right. So I think the reason that we make drugs illegal is because they're really destructive to the social order, and by making them illegal, we can sort of, in some ways, at least control their distribution. I think like that's why we've made it so that you can't sell black tar heroin at Walmart or whatever. But I think that in terms of its effect on the social order, marijuana is probably less problematic than even alcohol. There are some problems with legalization. The biggest one being that, unlike alcohol, it's difficult to tell from a test if someone is under the influence of marijuana while driving, which is of course very very dangerous. Just like any other, Oh, if that had gotten over, that had a chance. Actually, Fahey had a chance there. He has a song, but I can't remember it. Somebody wrote a great song for him. What was it? Oh no. Oh no. That's right. Oh, we hold on to possession. We hold on to possession. That's what the Swoodly Poopers do. Look at us. Hold. Oh, it's beautiful. 76th minute. And the Swoodly Poopers are just showing. They're just showing how to. It's a clinic in how to hold on to the ball. Oh, and then other John Green is the guy who gives it up, but he gets it back with a heroic slide tackle. Other John Green, you got to get to that ball there. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm certainly not settled in my opinion on this, to be perfectly honest with you, but that's my take right now. I definitely think that it should be illegal for young people to smoke pot, just as I think it should be illegal for young people to drink alcohol. That's not to say that young people won't ever drink alcohol if it's illegal. It's just to say that, like, we can regulate it better and, and provide consequences that are appropriate. Oh, God. Oh, God. Ginger Rampage, just clear it long. Good idea. Oh! 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 Oh, it was almost fancy. That was almost amazing. Yes. I like the way you're thinking. You guys, you're being so clever and creative. Oh, we almost got it in there. Yes. All right. It's the 89th minute. We really need to repel one last forward motion by Everton. Oh, the clearance didn't work? Surely that's the end of the... No? What happened? Oh, did it hit his arm? Is it our ball? What happened? Please explain to me what happened. Please make it our ball. Just tell me it's ours. No. I don't understand how any of that play could possibly have resulted in Everton getting a free kick back there. Oh, we did it! Yes! 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 Our opponents smell their pits in shame as the Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers emerge victorious. Oh, here we are at the tail end of the season, needing to win games and winning them. Look at Ball John Green. It means everything to him. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Best wishes.